Yes, sir.
You got the mic on out there?
A mic?
Mic, I could comment on something.
You can comment on this much. What do you think about this?
Whatever that's it. Because I have to wait until they're done.
Mm-hmm. It should be on there.
Glory in the form of, you get your PR, your XG performance rating back, and you can learn from your mistakes, and you can improve your statistics. So there are all those things going on, and the good part about playing in one of these things is you can get all your matches in Extreme Gammon, and you can do with them what you will. You can look at how your opponents played and how you played and everything like that, and then that's great. And for somebody like me, lots of super good players are playing in the super jackpot, but I am not. So I'm playing in this one now. Meanwhile, it's 0-0 to 9. Karen Davis is playing the white checkers on the bottom. She has just rolled a bad 4-2, and she had a choice of where to come in, so she elected to come in on the 21 point and step out to the 16 point. And that's not the worst play in the world. That's now Julius is choosing to hit outside. Now he could have hit twice. He could have hit on Karen's 9 point and her 4 point. Now Karen has stayed on the bar with boxcars. I would have, as Julius, I would have chosen the double hit. But if I'd known that even if I'd known Karen was going to fan on the 1 point board, I think that was a 3-1, and now Karen comes in with both checkers after being hit out there. So Mark Olsen, the Danish grandmaster and proprietor of Backgammon Galaxy, and also principal person putting on the Monte Carlo World Championship, he says all early doubles are takes, except if you have 2 on the bar, in which case it might be a drop. Karen had only 1 checker on the bar. It was a very tempting double because Julius was coming down like gangbusters, but now that Karen has entered both checkers, I don't think this is a double because Julius has got lots of blots to clean up and a lot of work to do. He's certainly got the edge. But he has rolled 5-3, and he is deciding to, I guess he wasn't thinking about doubling, he was just thinking about how to place 5-3, and he made the 3 point on Karen's head, which has got to be right. And now Karen has got a 6 to play after entering on Julius's 4 point to make an advanced anchor. Now she can boldly slot her 5 point and break her 11 point and leave a triple direct shot. But instead, she plays more conservatively. She just slots her 2-point, keeps her 11-point asset. I suspect that's right. That's what I would have done myself. These funny blottish positions. Actually, the blottish positions lead to very strange decisions. Here, Julius can't cover his 9-point. He can make his 1-point from the 16-point and to the 1-point, and from the 6 to the 1. Now I hear myself in the background on Dmitry Obakov's mobile phone, but there's a time lag, so I'm hearing what I've said in the past. And now Dimitri's going away, so that's good, because I'm not as distracted by listening to myself. So now Julius has played 1-5, and he's looking at it. He's played 16 to 11. The trouble is he can't safety the blot on his 15-point, Karen's 10, and he can't safety the blot on his own 9-point, because both of those are blocked. He can't, the 10-point, his 10, he could move 15 to 10, but then he's in direct range. So he's thinking about what to do with the rest of them after playing 16 to 11. I suspect he should just play, just make the 1-point, but instead he's going to leave a 6 and a 5 outside. And now Karen will just hit without breaking her anchor. That's an extra 4-3. But now that was so now Julius has 2s and 4s and 1s to hit, and he rolls 2-1, and he hits twice. So he's happy about the way that turned out. And now Karen enters with 1 checker on the 23-point. Julius still does not have a double because, again, he's got a lot of work to do. Now he's got 2 back checkers, and Karen has got that advanced anchor. So he's just going to make an advanced anchor of his own by making Karen's 4-point. Oh, my telephone is ringing, and I'm going to silence the damn thing if I could figure out how. All right, there we go. So now Karen has rolled Karen has entered, and it looks like with a I forget what she entered with, but now Julius rolled double 2s and made his 9-point heavy. Again, this is no double. This is a holding racing position. Now Julius has the edge because he's appears to be ahead on the race, and he's got a bunch of builders aiming at his 5-point. He's just rolled 4-1 to make his 5-point, so he's got a better forward position than Karen does. Now with 5-3, he's probably just going to escape to his midpoint. Karen can hit with 10s, 3 numbers. I mean, Julius can hit with 10s. Karen's white, so I always do this. Now Julius has got a real choice. I'm going to do a quick pip count before the roll. 126 for Julius, blue. And we've got 165, I think. So Julius had a real choice of whether to just run from Karen's from his anchor and leave a bunch of blots outside. He'll leave blots outside and a blot inside, but just try to win the race. Now, the trouble with staying back is that Karen can make plays like this, which is evidently, right by a lot to block Julius's exit. If she's way behind in the race, she really just, and there you have it. That's block the double 6s. Now double 6s isn't such a great roll for Julius, even though it moves a lot of pips, simply because he's just running out of time. Now, this isn't the best roll for Karen, but it's not the worst. She just puts builders on her 8 and 10 points, and now Julius is going to be eagerly looking to get the back checkers moving, but he cannot do so. He rolls a double 2. He's just going to put all the spare checkers on his 1 point and make a 5-point board, hoping that Karen doesn't make her 5-point or 9-point or bar point, and then he can exit next time. So Karen makes her 5-point, which is better than making her bar point because it improves her inner board. And the bar point would have blocked higher numbers. And now Julius has rolled an anti-joker. He's rolled double 4s. And he has to decide where to leave his blot. He chooses to leave it on. And Karen says, well, I'm going to double you, sir, because if you're forced out of my board with your back checkers, I might just gammon you. Now, I'm not 100% sure that was not a take, but I would have carefully thought about it and probably made the wrong decision in the end. But I'm inclined to pass just by feel. It feels pretty bad, and it's not like Julius had any time really to improve his board or anything. I'd just be hoping to run away, and running away was very difficult. Now, so now Karen opened with a 5-1 split. Julius rolled one of his best numbers, double 2, and he played it right. The default play with an early double 2 is to make your 4 and 11 points, and I'm pretty sure that's what Extreme Gammon would like. Now Karen has rolled an undesirable 5-4, and she's thinking how to play it. Does she bring 2 checkers down? Does she slot her 3-point, which duplicates some of Julius's 3s to make his own 5-point, as well as double 1, which would make his 5.2. So it's a reasonable play. I'm not sure what Extreme Gammon likes. And now this is an excellent shot with double 4. I'm pretty sure that it was a bit light. The double was a bit light for Julius. It's an excellent roll, double 4. So it's so excellent he's got to think about what to do with it. The natural move is to make his own bar and Karen's 5, and then think about doubling in the near future. Another play along the same lines is to come out with both checkers and make the 16-point Karen's 9-point, and then look for a double after that. Julius is thinking about loose hit. And he's motivated probably by the fact that Karen has a blot on her own 4-point, and he wants to hit loose and steal a tempo. In other words, force Karen to enter from the bar before doing anything else, thus decreasing Karen's chances to make her 4-point. I suspect this is a bit of an overplay, but it's not the worst play in the world, especially if Karen is going to roll 6-1. Now she could play 8-2. It's the worst of all worlds. She could play 8-2, and she slot a point she doesn't want to make, but decrease Julius's shots, only a double shot instead of a triple shot, which would be 6s, 2s, and 3s the other way. And now Julius says, I've got a better position up front. I've got a broken 4-point prime. I've got a stronger inner board. I'm threatening to not only to hit, but to make an advanced anchor. And Karen says, well, this game is too early for me to drop. And it's might just be best to take. So Julius says, all right, I'm going to be aggressive and hit and bring a builder down. I suspect he's right about that. He could have simply made Karen's 5-point and then push the check rate to 7. And Karen is very prudently making the anchor on Julius's 5 point. And that's what she should do, because she doesn't want to go for a big slugfest when Julius has a better board and she would have so many blots. She wants a good defense. There's a saying, when you're playing defense, make defensive moves. And that's what Karen has done. Julius has rolled double 6. He pointed on his 1 point and exited from Karen's board. Again, this is good. Now Karen has come back to hit with a 6-3. There's really no other choice. At least there's a duplication of 4s to hit either blot. Karen is a big underdog, and Julius is hit on her 4 point. And if Karen stays on the bar, she's in trouble. If she comes in, she's going to be much better off than she would have been otherwise. There's a 3-2, and she's thinking, shall I hit, or shall I knit? Now, if she didn't hit, she would have been leaving more return shots, or if not more, then she wasn't sending a checker back. So I expect she made a fine move to hit. And now she is happy. She has now got a double anchor. And she has to decide whether to attack with a deuce or to play safely. 13 of 11. Now I'm not sure what the right play was. Hers was the more defensive option, remaining with one blot and trying to rely on her double anchor for the long term. He didn't want to get 2 blots hit and then scramble to come in. That was Karen's motivation. Now, she has been hit and she stayed on the bar, unfortunately. Now, Julius's plan is to just get out of Dodge as quickly as ever he can. So he says, all right, I'll get out of Dodge with a 6 and I'll lift my blot 9 to 8. I don't want it to be hit. Now, he could have played another ace. He could have pushed 23 to 22, so his rearmost back checker would see daylight. Now here, I suspect he should make his 12 point and then push his back checker to diversify his escaping chances. So he wouldn't have 2 checkers blocked by 3 points. Now, Karen, if her last similar choice was any indication, she could hit in her board, or she could simply move her spare back checker to the outfield. And moving the spare back checker to the outfield leaves fewer shots and fewer blots, and I suspect it is right. But now Julius is hit with a 6-1, and he's simply going to come out, I think, to Karen's 9 point. That way, he's mobilizing his back checkers. He's getting many return shots if he gets hit back on his own 11 point. Now, Karen has stayed on the bar. Now, Julius is still going to aggressively attempt to get his checkers around. I suspect he should. He's got a choice. He could stay. He could make the 16 point and move to the 6 point, or he could be super aggressive and just leave 4 blots and move one to his 10 point. But he says, all right, I'm going to bear in efficiently. I would have moved to the 10 point because I think it would have facilitated my bear in, etc. And he's probably glad he didn't, because he would have been hit. But again, being hit wasn't the biggest deal in the world. Now Karen simply slots her 4 point, and Julius is going to make his 11 point and clear his 16 point, leave an indirect shot, which is not very fearsome. Now Karen's going to build her board by making her points in order. The best points first. The 5 point was the best point. And now, this is an opportunity for Julius to clear that 11 point. Should clear that 11 point. He really has no other, because if he plays a 5 to the 8 point, he'd have to leave blot somewhere anyway. So the alternatives are so bad that he didn't really have a choice. So now Karen can come around to her 10 point and just make her 3 point. Now she's got a 3.5 point board. Julius rates to safety his blot, which he does not do with 4-2. He that's not a safety. That's not a safe number. So he strips his 8 point in preparation for clearing it. And the only hit cover number that Karen had was double 4, and she did not roll it. But now she made her 4 point. Now Julius urgently wants to clear safely, and he does, but he's got to strip his 6 point, and now Karen's got a really good 3-5 back game. And now she thinks, what shall I do? Shall I slot my, I guess she couldn't slot her 2 point no matter what, so she just brought a builder in to her 5 point. She could have left one on her 7 point, but she elected to just bring a checker in safely. And if she had moved one for 7 point, she would have been able to make her 2 point instead of slot her interval points. And this is the best way to do it. Now 5-1 is a blot number, and Julius can leave the blot on his 8 point for a better Baron if he gets missed, and also to keep a 4 point board. He could have left only 20 numbers instead of 24, but he played correctly for sure. And now Karen has rolled a hit cover. And Julius is now an underdog in this game. And Karen says, all right, I've got a 5 point board and I'm going to double. Now this, I think Julius is right to pass. It's not as if he didn't have a lot of time to come in, but not all of his come-in numbers are very good. Like 2-1 would have been terrible. 2-4 would have been terrible. You'd really be just hoping for 2-5 or 2-6. And he just thought, well, I'm not going to stake the game on this. Now, Karen has had 3-0.
I know that.
And
I know we both made one big blunder there.
she has opened with a 5-4. If she had been behind 3-0, she might have brought 2 checkers from the midpoint, trying to steer for a more of a priming tactical game. But since she's ahead, she makes the normal move favored by FG. Julius pointed on her with double 1, but Karen came back with a 5-3 to hit on Julius's 8 point. Julius comes back in turn with a 3-1, and he makes what Bill Roberti calls the McGreal split. I think that's what Bill Roberti calls it. To split the back checkers, 3 back checkers, so they're on opponents' 1, 2, and 3 points. I'm not sure that was right, given the fact that Karen had 9 checkers in the attack zone, and she rolled a beautiful double 4, and she made her 4 point and pointed on the 2 point, and now she's thinking about doubling. And she says, all right, when I'm winning the game, I got a better board.
Okay, so it's 3.
Julius is on the bar, and I'm going to just attack, and if I attack successfully, I can win gammon. And Julius says, well, I am behind in the match, and I can stay in this game a long time if I hit back or if I get an anchor. So I'm going to take the chance of getting gammoned. Now Karen is, of course, she's going to hit loose, and she's thinking about where to play the ace. I suppose she should leave the 3 point slotted and move her back checker up so that it communicates. But she says, no, I'm going to put one of my bar points so I can aim with 6s at the open 1 point. And Julius obliges by staying on the bar with a boxcar. And Karen says, now I will make my 3 point, and now she's going to bring a builder to her 11 point. Now she has a 4-point board against her on the bar. She's in full blitz mode. Julius stays on the bar again. And now Karen has to think about her priorities. One thing she could do is to hit loose on her 1 point. Just try to deny Julius an anchor. Now Julius is in the game till the very end. He could bring another builder for his 5-point by moving to the 8-point with a 5, and then evidently then the ace would be moving the back checker up. And that's what Karen chooses to do. And it's paid off as Julius enters with a single 5, and now Karen has lots of builders to attack her 5-point. And there is a 5-3. And Karen will hit with a 3, and I think she'll just, well, she could have broken her midpoint with a 5 to bring yet another builder. I'd be inclined to do it, but she says, I'm going to be a little more conservative than that. I'll play against the Joker, double 1s and 5s. But now she's got fewer numbers to cover her 5-point, but now that she doesn't cover, she can hit loose on the 1-point with a 4. And now she should definitely bring a builder to a 10-point, and she does. 3 on the bar is better by far. And now she feels free to bring builders. Now the spectators want Julius to come in and make a real contest of this. But he doesn't. He obliges again, and Karen covers her 1-point. Now she's got a 5-point board. A nice favor to win a gammon. She can even sometimes win a backgammon. That's for closeout. And now she'll hit, and she'll play 17 to 11, I suppose, for a second builder. Spectators want lots of 5s, howling for blood, but again, Julius says on the board. Now Karen closes the board 2-1. She brings her back checker up to give herself 6s and 5s to get away. 3-2 is neither of those, so she moves off of her midpoint. She has to watch out for double 5s, so I would have left a checker on the 11-point, which would have allowed her to play 4 5s without breaking her board. And that, what was that, a 2-1, was it? And she left her back checker where it was. I would have played 22 to 21, but now this is a good roll for Karen. She bears 1 checker off. Her last 2 spares are not ideally placed, but they're okay, especially if Karen rolls a small number. Now she's gotten 4 checkers off, and Julius has, fortunately for himself, entered 1 checker. Now Karen is a favorite, I think, to leave a blot, but Shor's law is, in positions like this, they never leave a blot. Karen obeys that law and bears 1 checker off. Julius enters again. Now Karen's chances to win a backgammon are very small. And she rolls a 2-1, and she says, I'm going to clear my 4-point. I suspect she's right, and now, because it's about a lock gammon for her now. And if she, I think her probability of getting hit was less after that play. I can't prove it to you right now because things are going too fast. So this is just going to be a gammon for Karen. She's going to go up 7-0 in the 9-point match. And no matter what happens, I play Julius, and Julius resigns the gammon. Disobeying the rule never to resign, but it seems like he probably had a 0% chance to save that gammon. Now Karen has 7-0 to 9. It's something like an 11% chance for Julius to win, according to the match equity table. And Karen opens with a major split to the 21-point. This is the thing to do if you are ahead in the match by such a large margin. You want to get an advanced anchor. You want to go for holding racing position. Of course, Julius hits loose, and Karen comes back with the joker, hitting, And she says, I will make my 5 point, thank you very much, which is reasonable. She could have made her 3 point. I myself would have made the 3 point, but because that would forbid Julius from ever making that point and playing some kind of funny back game from there. I would have unstacked the 6.2. Now in a position where gammons were my gammon value were greater, I might have made the 5 point. I'm not really sure. So now Julius has hit her back after she made a 5 point with 2-6 from the bar, and Karen has rolled a bad number, 6-5, and Julius could consider a double. He probably is prudent not to double even with the score. But with all the blots and a single point win being so good for Karen to get her to Crawford, where Julius supposedly would have a 6% chance to win. He leaves the cube in the center and he splits with his 5-1. Karen hits with a 5-3. Now she's going to make an advanced anchor while she still can, which is understandable. Julius hits back with a 4-6. That advanced anchor of Karen's will stave off the cube for many rolls, probably. Julius is happy to hit back. I predict that Karen will. Well, she could switch anchors, or she could enter with an ace and safety her outside blot. I have no idea which is right. She says, "Oh, I'm going to bring a builder to my 5 point." I wouldn't have done that, but it looks reasonable. The trouble is that it leaves more ways to be hit twice on 5 point. Now Julius says, I'm not going to hit you anywhere. I'm going to make an outside point and play against your greater number of back checkers. Karen rolls 6-4, and she's probably simply going to make her 16 point with 2 back checkers like that. Now she ought to be way behind in the race. Quick pip count. 167, is that right? The opening. 87, 128, and 39 is 167, yeah. And then Julius has got she had 157 before the roll. I keep getting phone calls. I better mute myself here. Oh, hi. I'm commenting on a match, so I got to talk to you later. Bye. Now Julius is hit back, and Karen has a direct shot at a blot on Julius's deuce point. And she says, I'm going to hit back anyway. I've got my advanced anchor. I got my outfield points. I got all my defense. And Julius comes back to a 4-1. I predict he makes a double tiger play, which is a double hit. A double hit leaving a double return shot in his inner board. Because if Karen misses that 5 point, Julius will be a favorite to cover it. But he says, no, I will play more conservatively to protect my lead in the race. And Karen says, all right. They're glad you did because I rolled a 5. Double 5s, as a matter of fact. Now, Karen she's thinking what to do with her. Well, if she hits loose and she keeps her double anchor, she could have made the 10 point and hit loose and given up one of the anchors. But I'm not sure which was right. Off the top of my head, I would have made the 10 point, but because Julius did have a blot on his own deuce and everything like that. But now Karen has got her solid defense, and she's hit Julius again, and now Julius has hit her yet again, if he wishes to, which he's going to do. And for a deuce, he elects to play 8-6, inflexible, but safe. He could have played 13 to 11, which was more bold, but gave her some ways to get counterplay by hitting back. And now Julius can make another safe play, run a back checker away. Probably best. Doesn't want back checkers messing himself up. And Karen is probably going to, well, she could slaughter a 4-point and move a 6 to a 10-point, trying to make that point. Or she could leave only one blot and move around her own 8-point. Or she could break her midpoint, 13 to 5, or 13 to 7, 13 to 11. I'm more of a purist, so I think I would slot the 4-point. But Karen says, no, I don't want to leave too many blots. Julius hits with a 5-2, and he probably should play 13-11 instead of 18 to 15, leaving more, 17 to 15, leaving more shots. Now, it's likely that Julius is an equity favorite in the game, just because he has fewer back checkers. This is a crummy roll because Julius doesn't have any good 2s to play. Now, he could simply clear his midpoint and put 2 checkers on his 11. Or he could be bolder and leave more shots and put a checker on his bar point, 13 to 7, and then move to the 11. That's what do we have? Chris Trencher here?
I was going to say it hit 11-3, but I realized you have to play that back.
11-3. Yeah, Chris Trencher points out that Julius might have tried 11-3 quickly and then hoped that Karen wouldn't see that it was illegal or whatever. But Julius made the safe play, and Karen has missed. She missed the double shot, and she just moves a checker, spare checker from a 6-point in. Now Julius is happy about that turn of events. Now double 2s, there's only one play. He's got to make a brilliant play here. I predict he makes the brilliant play of 13-11, 8-6 twice. It's brilliant because it's the only legal play on the board. He's happy to clear his 8-point, actually. And Karen has got some difficult choices. Shall she break a point and give him some funny numbers? He says, no, before I even think of doing that, I'm going to start building a board. Instead of slotting her, now Julius says, well, I am going to either prepare to clear my 11-point by moving 4 checkers to the 7-point. That's what I would do. Or, he says, I'm going to make the 3-point on your head, hope you stay on the bar, then I can start clearing. And Karen says, ho ho, I made my 4-point with double 1. And now Julius probably says, well, I'm just going to roll another double 4 or something, but he rolls 3-1. He's got a safe play. 6-2. Now he's got a 5-1 to point on Karen's head. A charming, violent metaphor there. And that's been in use. Paul McGreal wrote about it in his book, Backgammon. Everybody has used it since then. Everybody who's anybody. Now Karen says, all right, I'm going to leave the back checker there. It will give me more chances to hit. Yeah, especially if Julius rolls a number like this. The trouble with staying back is that Karen has moved a checker to her 4-point where it does not wish to be. She wishes to make her 8-point, but now she's got builders for her 3-point, but nothing in the way of a prime yet. So this is so good old Julius has to think, well, I have to go 3-1 anyway, so why leave any shots? And at 6-3, Karen says, all right, I've got a spare back checker. I'll move around the 11-point. And Julius is saying, I'm not going to double. And shall she prepare to clear her 11-point, or shall she prepare not to leave a blot next turn. I'm not sure what was right. I would have been inclined to prepare to clear to the 11, but now a 6-2, she's going to make a brilliant play here too. Again, the only legal move, 3-1. And now Karen is going to have to make a decision here. And she says, all right, now I'm going to leave you a 6-2 to leave a blot, and I'm going to try to cover my 3-point. So this is interesting. So Julius must play that too, and then he's going to not leave 3 blots. Now Karen has fanned. She's not fanned. She's on the bar, but she missed. Julius is really happy now, especially since he rolls a 4-2 now. He's really got an interesting choice. He can play safely, or he could switch. I would have switched, I believe, to the 7-point and left some 6s and 7s. And Karen says, well, I've got to play a 6, so I have to play 21-15. And the reason I would have switched to the 11-point is that Karen had 2 blots in her board, and she would have been only a slight favorite hit at all. Now this is evidently the best play with the 2-1 to make a 4-point board. Hope that Karen stays on the board, but Karen makes her 15-point. Now she could have considered staying back, but I'm not sure whether that would have been right. So Julius now will probably bite the bullet and break his 11-point, leave a 24 number shot, because clearing the 6-point is a little bit flaky looking. He might still win after being hit. And I guess they dropped the dice on the floor or something. They just paused the clock. Karen has retrieved Julius's die, her own die. And Karen does not wish to double because she might just miss. That's 4. There's 4 4s, and Julius now turns the cube, and I believe Karen has got to decline this because Julius probably is a favorite to lift that thing and safely, and even if she does not, then she'll only have probably a single shot, and then she might win after being hit by hitting back on Karen's. It just looked too skinny, and then she could lose some undeserved gammons. So she elects just to protect her lead and give up a point. So that was a fun game, at least. Good for the spectators. Now Julius has got a 3-2. Now Doctrine says he should bring 2 builders down from his midpoint to play for a more of a tactical priming game. But he splits. I guess that fits in with the style more. But Karen hits with a 6-4, and Julius enters with a 5, a bad 6-5, and comes out to Karen's 10-point. Now he could have come to Karen's 11-point and left, or Karen could have come to Julius's 10-point. That's what I meant, and left him fewer double hitting numbers and duplicated. She duplicated 3s to hit, but she could have duplicated 2s to hit and been less exposed to an attack. And my rule is to, when my opponent's not on the bar, I will usually choose the least exposure in my opponent's center board. So now Julius is just simply going to double this, and Karen has a tough choice. She can't redouble, obviously, and Julius is a massive favorite to make the 5-point, but unfortunately he did not make the 5-point. The game is still young, and a triple shot plus double 2s, double 4s, and 6-2 does not 100% make. But Karen unfortunately missed that return shot, and She is now unhappy that she took the cube. And Julius says, shall I make the 8-point or shall I play to make the bar point and give up a few? And I think he was probably right to play a little prudently. Karen again stayed on the bar. Now Julius can just make his own 3-point, which looks like a standout. Play B ought to be.
No, make the 3-point.
Play C or D. He should at least orient himself towards his owner board. And Karen says, I'm going to just improve my advanced anchor, decrease the gammon chances once and for all. And Julie said, all right, now I've achieved my end. I've gotten my back checker away. Now you should just go 10 to 9. I mean, it's 2 more shots or something, but it's aiming for the 3-point and it's slotting the 9-point. It's a beautiful point to make.
Your board is okay. You didn't break.
So now Karen rolled a 4-3, missing everything, and she slotted her 5-point. Julius has a 5-4. He's simply going to make his 9 and bring it over to his 8. Karen's game plan is to not be gammoned and improve her inner board. So she is going to make her 5-point while she can. This has the better. This is good because if she hits a fly shot next turn, she doesn't have a blot on her board. She could have made her 4-point instead and had her 5-point slotted, which would build a board quicker. But if she hits a fly shot now, she would rather not have a blot on her board. She makes her 3-point, which is fine. Now Julius has got a 5-1. Now he can hit loose and really play for the gammon, or he could play super safely. And
Why would he play super safe?
he would play super safely because he doesn't realize he doesn't realize that his 6 next turn is bad, right? So he could simply play 9 to 4 or 9 to 4, 6 to 5, or 9 to 3,
How about
or he could hit loose.
how about coming down to 8 and 6-5?
That's another choice, yeah. So good old Mike says 13-8-6-5 is a play too, because that's very flexible. And it leaves only 4 shots, 2 of which this is reasonable. I mean, I'm not going to say this is
How
wrong.
would you play 6-5 next row?
For white?
No, for blue.
For blue, no, I would scream bloody murder. Yeah, 6-5 is a bad number for sure. It's super bad. Yeah. So I might have played. If I were going to play if I were going to play safe, I would have played. I wouldn't have played 5-4 if I noticed a 6-5. The 6-5 would have been left a single shot. But so I suspect the right play was indeed to play
I don't think this is correct.
13-8. So yeah, I think this is correct actually.
No, this is correct.
I think it's correct. I like to just run and keep some pressure on the midpoint.
No, they're not.
And there's a
What
box.
is it?
There's a
6-1?
boxcar. 6-6. Oh, 6-3. Sorry, 6-3. So this is good. He leaves only 3 return shots and only 1 blot. Karen misses, stays on the bar. 6-5 is bad. 6-6 is bad. 6-3 is good. Safe. Now Karen urgently wishes to enter. 2-6 from the bar. Now
We need like 6-5.
6-1 and 6-5 are blot numbers. 4-3 is not. Excellent roll, clearing the 8-point, putting spares in good position. And Karen rolls a boxcar, so she can probably now save the gammon. 7 and 11 looks right to me with the rest of them.
Actually, if I was Karen, I would get out, bring the other 2 checker out also and concede the game. Yeah, but
No, she's only wasting 1 pip of outside motion, and she's giving retains some winning chances. I'm pretty sure this is right. Because
These are
at least Mike is here saying that Karen could just play to save the gammon, but when in doubt, you stay back in a position like this.
these lots of time causes the gammon situation.
Well, but also you're going to delay.
You have to hit it.
You're going to delay Julius's bear off by staying back.
That's true too.
So now Karen has a direct shot, which could be enough to win, but no joy. Now she's going to exit. Now I would not have exited. I would not have come out because I would still be looking to. But now, of course, Julius has to decide how to play the 3-2. He could bear one off, or he could play safer by going to the 1 point. This is probably the best play because it gives him a bunch of gives. Now Karen is. That was a 4-1. Okay, so Karen crossed exactly to her.
You should have brought that crossover.
Though, well, she made a crossover. She could have made another crossover. Now I suspect she's just gonna come in.
There is no bad number there. Get out of there and save the game.
I suspect she should just save the gammon now because she'd have to wait another turn to.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, this would be. Now Karen is favored to save the gammon, especially now. Now she even has a chance to win, albeit small. She won't resign yet. Why resign? Might be wrong to resign.
This.
Karen Julius is just going to bear off as quickly as he can. And Karen's going to bear off as quickly as she can. And 2 off for Julius. Karen hopes vainly for 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 from Julius.
So no gammon.
Boxcars.
So, middle of this game, what do you think about Karen's taking this cube with the leading 7-1? Don't you think it's better off to give up 1?
I'm not sure. I'm not really not sure. It was.
Obviously, Julius had started his back home.
Yeah, they're asking about whether it was a take at 2 away to 8 away. And it's not not
Karen
sure.
was on the ball. So, huh? There was no ball.
No, she had a 1.5 point board.
There was no ball.
She had her 6 point and her 5 point slotted.
Okay, he has hit
Okay, they're going for break.
11 points. He hit Karen on the 11 point. So Karen is very behind.
So, guys, if you give me a piece of paper, I can write the position down where it was. I think I can. I used to be able to do this effortlessly,
I
but
can do it on my board.
you do it on your board, whatever. So put a checker on.
Let me open
all
the
right,
board.
Okay. All right. So I don't know how to. I'm fumble fingered when it comes to this. So
Just clean it up. Yeah. Are they
Okay.
ver- is
Bring the same board. Bring the same board.
Is it correct where the bear off is?
Bring the same board. Bring the same
Yes,
board.
bear
and
is
show.
correct.
yeah, it's okay. So Julius will be on roll, and Julius will have 2 on his 8, 5 on his 6.
Let me put a starting position.
All right. Discussing with the.
I think
All
it
the
was
kibitzers.
worth giving at one point because there was some gammon
Okay,
chances
so that's
on it.
starting position. Where do you want to change?
Okay, no, okay, so all right, so where's that? Okay, so no, give Julius 1 8 to 5. Move 8 to 5 for Julius. Okay, move
This
24 to
checker
24 to
all
14,
the
24 to 14, and move 1 from the midpoint to the 10.
No.
Midpoint to the 10.
No. The
Yes,
same-
no, midpoint to the 10.
No,
Excuse
this
me.
one he hit with the 4 here and hit the.
I am
three
not
reds.
so sure.
To the 10, okay?
Yes.
And
I
what
think it's this actually. So what happened was.
Wait, but she's on the bar.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Wait. Just wait. I'm just trying to think whether it was a. So a 4-3 or was it a? Yeah. You're right. So this should be on the midpoint. Mike is right. So go. Yeah. Put that on the midpoint. Now, put Karen's checker on the bar.
Only one.
No. Let's see. Let's see. Wait a minute. Is that right or is it?
And one of these on the board.
No. This.
Two on the bar?
No. No. Put that. No. Put this. Put the. I'm sorry. There should be a. Put this on the 24 point. Okay. This. Okay. This.
And
And wait a second. Is there anything else? Is there a blot out there? It went 3-2.
one of these should be on the 4 point.
No, not true. Not true. Not
Like
true.
this?
No, not true. Not true.
No?
No. I think because it opened. Karen went 3-2. Karen went 3-2. Karen. Is this right? Crap.
So he doubles here.
Just wait. I'm trying to.
Position is not
Just wait.
Can
Okay, now they're starting again.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I'll
talk
get
about it
back to this, but we can see it on the XG file later. So now Julius opens with a 5-2, which is really doctrine. Now he's trying to make points up front, or he's bringing two checkers more to his attack zone and trying to steer for a priming attacking game. And Karen replied with a 6-1, and she's very happy to do that. Now, the drawback of Julius's 5-2 is that if he doesn't make a point right now, there are a bunch of awkward numbers, such as 5-4 is sort of awkward, and this is awkward 6-5. Now he has to slot his 5 point. There's nothing really else but slot his bar point, but he wants to go for the superior point if he is missed. Now, Karen has got an interesting decision. Now, I suspect I wouldn't do this. I would have played, it's reasonable, but I would have played, I might have played down because this opens up, now, because he's got 11 checkers in the zone, so this opens up being attacked with bad numbers like 5-2. And not all cover numbers are the greatest. So now a 4-1, I think she should definitely stay back there. And just bring a builder. She should steer for priming games. She's got a better priming situation. Now Julius he's thinking about doubling because he's got 11 in the zone and her back checkers are split. He doesn't double, reasonable, and he's going to hit twice for sure. 11 in the zone, you go for the attack. And if Karen only brings in one checker without a hit, maybe even here. I mean, at the score, is he going to double this? It might be a little light, but it wouldn't be too bad. Because I predict he does not double, but I wouldn't fault him really for doubling it. Look, it's for a money game. Obviously, it would be a beaver or something, but here he's got to count his good numbers and all that stuff. Got a fair number of them, but it's really easy for Karen to suppose he rolls. Oh, now here's a here's a beautiful double ace. Now he probably should go 3-2-1. Put 2 on the bar. Deny Karen a chance for an immediate anchor. And the thing about making the 1 point versus 2 point, now he would have double coverage of his 3 point. And he didn't want to make the 1 point because the 1 point is inferior to the 2 point, but now he says, all right, I can't stomach this, and now I have to double.
That's a good number.
And Karen says, all right,
I wouldn't take
I will.
I would not take this.
I wouldn't take it.
It's a little, this is.
At least I would
I'm sympathetic.
She didn't.
When in doubt, Karen takes. Karen is a fearless taker, so now he should just hit on the 4 and make the 1 point all the way. And 100%. Go for gammon. If you want a gammon, go for gammon. versus a. Now this is now Julius is very happy now. So now he can choose between 8 to 7 for a builder, or he can choose to split. And this is, I suppose I would do this because gammon is so important. And here's the 3. Karen is fighting back, and the kibitzers want, some of the kibitzers want Karen to be punished for what they see as a bad take. And some of us want her to come back into the game to make things more exciting. Now Julius, of course, he hits back with that 5. If Karen rolls a 3, it's going to be a huge swing, and she does not do so. Now Karen has got 25 ways. Julius has 25 ways to make that thing, and she does so. Now, what Julius has got to fear is rolling something ugly like a 6-5, and being forced to, or double 5s is the worst. Even double 4s is not as bad. Any combination of 6 and 5 is bad. Double 6s, there's the double 6.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not. No, it's of the rolls available to him, it's the second worst one. So.
Definitely was great for Karen, but
So now Karen says, "All right, watch out for me. I'm going to come in and block those back checkers." Oh, 5-2, he hippity hop. Now double 4s can make the 16 point.
you definitely she needs the 4.
And there's a non-4. Now at least a boxcar hits loose in the board. Boxcar, I called it. Kaboom. That's a great play. The only legal play yet again. We had a game like this where Julius had a bunch of force plays. And Karen says, "Please give me a 4." Her pleasing is in vain. Julius says, "Please let me out of there." And he says, "All right."
So he should left that checker. And bring one checker all the way out.
He could do so. He could lift it.
He has to. He doesn't have anything to cover with.
No, but he wants to make sure he gets out of it. That's all.
No, this is too much. Huh?
Just interesting stuff. I would have lifted myself.
Wrong side.
Double twee is no good. 5, what is that, 3? No, if
He doesn't come up from the back.
Double 5.
Oh, shit.
it seems that if oh, it's a double 5. Oh, there we go. So that was unfortunate. So Julius is having some. Now Karen is obligingly staying on the bar. A nice 6-4 would be good for. Now 6-5 is the only legal play. Again, he makes a great move. No, actually 10-5 is illegal for those who don't know.
No, you don't.
Now he wants a nice 4-6 followed by. So Julius now rolls a nice 3-6, and Karen is gets hope for the boxcar followed by the hit, followed by the win.
No,
Stays on the bar.
that she needed all
Now she's hoping for the horrible double 3 would be somewhat horrible. 3-2 is, this is really nice because now Julius can play a 6-5. He could bury the second, go 10-5 to off. So there are no blot numbers. Now
Okay.
Julius can leaving a double 5. Versus, and also there's some other little things like a small number, like a 4-1 would leave a direct shot. But this is great. Now it is all safe. Now Karen hopes against hope to save the gammon.
She might be able to get saved the gammon.
Yeah. So now she's going to cross for 6 point with any 1 or 2 she can do so with. And Julius bears off. Julius rates to win a gammon here. I still think he does, but Karen will go like this, 8 to 6, and yeah, so
Yeah, she needs a cue double. She needs more than one double.
so 4-2. She probably, yeah. This is, I don't know. I'd play to the 11. Now the double 5 is, this way she can bring 2 to her 6 point with the double 5, which is important. Now double 3s. Now she should make 4 crossovers. I think a crossover is important,
Bring money.
but
Bring money.
I think it. Yeah. So she crosses over. It's not 100% clear, but it's usually you want to cross over as much as possible if you're a big underdog to save the gammon. But since she has an even number of crossovers left, now she'll just. It's nearly impossible for her to save it, but it's not 100% impossible. She rolls a big double. She'll have a saving move next turn.
This is a good roll.
So she should actually bring, no, that's illegal also, right?
Oh, that's correct.
No. Oh, she has double 4. I'm sorry. I misread it.
One more checker in. Bring one more checker in.
Yeah, so she cannot get a double 5 next turn no matter what, right? So
Getting close.
she should not do this. No. No, this with this play, she's saying, I'm going to cross over twice next turn no matter what. So it's going to be better for the next turn, probably. But now she says, if I waste, this is wasting. She's going to say, I'm going to give myself a double 3 next turn. And she can't give herself a double 6, actually will. Double 6 will save it right now. 5-4. Now she's got 2 crossovers, and she's got seven ways to save it. And I can do that because of a counting trick. Haven't there it isn't. So Gamon.
Punish for a bad thing. 7.
Now, I myself would have passed that cube, but Karen did not pass. Karen had some winning chances, but she ended up being gammoned. So now it's double match point, in effect, because somebody is going to turn this cube. That is the correct strategy because, and Karen says, well, I'm going to give myself some decisions here. If I delay doubling, I'm going to give myself some decisions. One more decision. And Julius says, well, I'm definitely a favorite. Karen gets no value by owning a cube. I don't want to lose my market. So I'm going to double her. And that was the technically correct decision. And he's happy that he did so. And Karen says, now I'm going to play all out. Gammons don't hurt me any more than plain games do, so I would just mix things up, play 13-7. Now, Karen says 8-2. Now that duplicates an ace, whereas 13-7 would not duplicate an ace, but really duplicating this stuff is sort of secondary to making pure plays. And Karen said, all right, at least he didn't hit me with a 6. Hit me twice, and at least I can play a nice holding game here. But these holding games, when you're behind in the race, are not the best kinds of games to get into. But at least now Julius has hard problems no matter what, I suppose. Now this is again, Karen makes sort of a normal play. And there's 156 pips for Karen, and before the roll, it was something like 30 pips ahead before the roll. Now he's, what he's thinking is, shall I hit loose, trying to deny Karen a double anchor, or shall I simply play a nice racing move like that? And I would have just played a simple move like he did. Now Karen rolled a double 5. That's not very good. She has to play awkwardly. Now she's come in with 1. She's made her 3-point with the last 3, and now she can play safely. Now she's counting the race. That's super safely. Now seems to me the choice was either 11-6 or 6-1, and I suspect now that Julius is going to play to the midpoint without hitting.
Yeah, without the hit.
Because he does not. Yeah, so he does not want Karen to make a double anchor and stay in the game forever. He's just going to try to bring this home. And now Karen's probably she could have out with a 4 definitely, but she says I'm going to slot my. Now with this, you see, she would have been hit
Yeah.
either way. And now Karen is going to, I suspect she should, I'm not sure what I would have done there, but it's reasonable. Now, Julius, again, he's just a big favorite. Karen is going to hope to come in on the ace point with what Mark Olson again calls the goalkeeper. There is a goalkeeper that's sort of out of the, whatever they call that thing around the goal. In soccer, or the real aficionados call it football. Now Julius again, he's going to keep his bar point for landing, so he's going to make the 1 point. I predict 7-1, 2-1.
How about 12-7?
No,
Why not?
because you want to play safely. You don't want to be hit. You don't want to be hit. I mean, you have so many safe numbers. You've got 11 numbers to clear the midpoint safely, and of the ones that don't, you can play. Let's say 3-2, you can clear your 10-point. You can, you've got a lot of time to play safely. Karen slots her 5 and keeps the midpoint, and Julius rolls a crummy 5-1. Now he can. I mean, I suppose he should just break his 8-point. You could consider clearing the midpoint.
Duplicate the 1.
Yeah. You could consider clearing the midpoint. But the trouble with clearing the midpoint is that, it leaves more shots, right? And leaves more hit covers. Not that many hit covers. And now that's not a hit cover, at least. So it was a question there whether pay now or pay later. So he left fewer shots. He only left what? So now Karen is hit back. Now I believe she's just going to make the 17-point. Make the 17-point and make the 17 and she's going to make the 17-point and make her 10-point, I predict. Now she could have just paid now, paid off to double 4, ace, and 6-4. And I don't think she was. I think Julius made the right play, not Karen. But this I would not have played this. I would have made the 17-point and come to and made the 10-point. But so now, unfortunately for Julius, he has stayed on the roof. This is the worst variation imaginable. Hit, fan, get covered. Julius still has got a chance, but now he must hit loose. There's no other. He must have a block no matter what. So he'll put her on the bar against the 3-point board.
She stays out here. He's a great shot.
Yeah, staying out makes Julius would be in great shape, and there she's not in great shape. At least now he might make an anchor and stay alive. So Karen's going to go to the 11 point like a human being instead of some weird robot. I think the robot would turn now. Oh, Julius has stayed on the bar. Karen will attack if she possibly can. Kaboom. Don't make a 1 point anchor. She doesn't want to face an anchor and have Julius in the game to the end. So pay off to double ones or single one, followed by now. Now Karen's a big favorite to make the ace point. She has not done so. What do you think? 11-4 as my play. But Karen says, I don't care about those double ones. I'll leave him a joker to hit me twice in return for more ways to prime or hit or cover. She might be right. Ooh, he's rolled this. Now he should bang the table like certain players I know who do that shit. Sorry. And he does not bang the table. Now he rolls he stays on the bar with an I don't know what. Karen now is she's going to make she's going to say, I'm going to give myself a nice double 5, but she could give herself a nicer double 4 by, at least she brings another checker to the zone. And the double 4 rears his ugly head. She could have given herself a point-making double 4, but the double 4 at least is not horrible. She could switch now 6-2 thrice if she wanted to, but I'm not sure whether that would be a good idea because she would have fewer ways to attack her open 6 point. She could even survive a double 4 now. And she's got a 6-3. The trouble is with not switching from the 6 to the 2 point. Julius has got the joker double 2 for a while. And there's she's going to go 6-1 like a human. And Julius still wants a double deuce. Quacks on the pond. Double ducks. Deuce is like duck, and duck says quack. Paul McGreal used to call him Quiggy. He always quacks. My Paul McGreal imitation. The only safe play is to bear off one checker. Now, Julius has got a kind of a phantom deuce point game. He doesn't own the deuce point, but Karen is trying to play safely. She doesn't have a lot of builders. She stacks on the 1 point. So it's almost like Julius has the deuce point, except she's not blocking anything. So if Karen rolls double 2, she'll be really happy, for example. Now 6-1, this is the phantom deuce point game that's coming into its own. Oops. Oh, now this is great. It's great for Julius to be in if Karen rolls a blot right now. Storer's Law says they never leave a blot. I said this once before, and now that's the end. That's the end, my friend. And Julius resigns like a gentleman. So Karen has won against Julius, Karen Davis. So she might be 2-1 or 1-2. I know she's lost once. And Julius likewise might be 2-1 or 1-2. And I now have to play Julius, so I'm going to go and do that. And thank you all, sports fans. I don't know if anybody's going to come and take over, but I'll leave the mic going. And that was an exciting match. Lots to think about there, as the spectators were saying.